Companies plan every day, from how many employees a retail store might need on a given day to how a Fortune 500 company will invest its profits. Planning is one of the fundamental functions of business. The highest level of planning is developing a strategic plan. Strategic planning is one of the most important functions of a company's leaders. This is the process in which a company's leaders outline its future goals and detail the ways in which they will achieve these goals. Think of it this way. Success in business is an ongoing journey. A strategic plan is the roadmap for this journey, highlighting what is coming down the road next and suggesting routes for getting to your goal. Imagine you work for a company that develops software for storing and listening to music on a computer. Having this software was very important to your customers in 2001, and so you have continued to sell and support your product. If you were only planning for the day-to-day operations of your company and not what is occurring in your market, what would happen? Perhaps Apple would recognize that customers want access to all of their music all of the time and introduce the iPod. Virtually overnight, your computer-based product would become obsolete, and the company would be in very big trouble because you hadn't created a strategic plan. Each company has different methods of strategic planning. Commonly, a company's leadership assembles once a year to discuss their past successes and their future goals. From this discussion, an outline of what they want to achieve emerges. Sometimes the strategic plan is extremely formal and hundreds of pages long, and other times the plan will be informal and take only a few pages. Regardless of format, however, a company's strategic plan is informed about what is happening in their marketplace. Long-reaching, usually covering periods of anywhere from 3 to 10 years in the future. Detailed, containing specific goals and strategies for meeting these goals. Fluid, with the ability to be adapted to new information or sudden changes in the marketplace or economy. It is also critical to understand that a strategic plan is not a list of to-do items for a company. Strategic plans contain high-level goals and strategies, leaving the specific to-do items to departments or individual employees. A lofty statement without a plan for implementation, such as, "We will be the best company in the world." A recap of the past. These plans acknowledge history, but are always looking into the future. To understand what a strategic plan is, you must also understand the differences between goals, strategies, and tactics. Goals are things a company wishes to achieve. These need to be specific and written so that a company can determine if they have been met. Strategies are general ways in which a company feels that it can meet its goals. These are more specific than a goal, but not a to-do list. Tactics are the specific action items associated with a strategy that describe how the company will work to meet its goals on a day-to-day basis. For example, if a company wanted to grow revenue, the goal would be grow revenue by 10%. Notice that this is specific and measurable. A strategy could be create products for our younger customers. A tactic might be build a blue toy for toddlers. Thinking back to our software scenario, if your company started an annual strategic planning initiative in 2001, perhaps you would have been better prepared to compete with Apple. Your plan would have 1. Been informed about how people's preferences for access to their music were changing. 2. Been long-reaching and outlined how the company was going to adapt to meet the needs of the customers. 3. Been detailed, perhaps deciding to develop your own music player to compete with Apple. Let's review. Strategic planning is carried out in almost every company. This plan addresses what is happening in a company's marketplace, outlines goals that will help the company continue to be successful, and details the strategies for meeting these goals. An effective strategic plan is informed, long-reaching, detailed, and fluid. It is not a list of to-do items, a lofty statement without a plan for implementation, or a recap of the past.